Hello and welcome to another JC Live. I am Dwayne Dunleavy, your host, and I am speaking with some people from Chicago today who are graduates of JC and who are out there in the actual world of acting and modeling, and they're doing the auditions and they're doing the whole process that all of you may be thinking of getting into or have been for a while. And if you have been and you're doing pretty well, please contact me here at JC Live, because I'd love to interview you and find out what's going on and how you're doing it, because it's a whole new world when it comes to acting and modeling. Ever since the pandemic, things have gone to video. So everybody who like 10 years ago for the last 10 years have said, why are you people always like recording yourselves on cameras? It's so useless. No, it wasn't. It was great practice for this whole career. So anybody who got some practice being on camera over the last few years is now a contender in the world of entertainment. And why? Just because you can. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want and have the passion to be in the entertainment industry, i.e., acting and modeling, then now is the time to try. And there's really no reason not to. At the very worst, you're going to get a lot of criticism about what you're doing, and maybe you'll change it, or maybe that could be the reason that somebody decides that you're perfect for a part that you want in this business. So it's all a game of kind of like understanding what you can do and also understanding that anything is possible, and the other side of the coin, nothing is possible, depending on how you play the game and how you put out your videos, how you run your business, because ultimately this is a business. It's just like anything, like a real estate business, like anything. If you take this business into your hands and you figure out how to make that product, which is you, attractive to the casting directors and directors who are telling their stories and selling their products, then you're going to do really well. So now our first person that I have on today is Mia Carr, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Mia. How are you?
Hi, Dwayne. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. So your lighting looks great. Your background, your shirt color looks awesome. So already your presentation of yourself is so nice. How long have you been out of JC?
I've been out of JC, I want to say about 6 months,
Awesome.
7 months.
Okay. So tell
Yeah.
us a little bit about what has been going on since that time.
Well, Lenny's my agent and she's awesome. She sent me out for, I want to say, a few jobs now, and I've just been able to meet a lot of awesome people from being sent out on those jobs. It really is about who you know, and I've met some really cool people.
Yeah, it really is, right? Like the networking aspect of it is a huge part. And like I just said, this is a business that you own. Like you are the owner of your business when it comes to this whole world. And you get to say what you want to do and what you don't want to do, but you get all types of options. Now, give us a little kind of idea of what these auditions that you have been sent on or jobs that you got, what were they like?
So, one job that I went out on was a trade show. And for those of you who are not familiar, it's basically a presentation of a bunch of different companies who bring in like clothing or really anything that they would like to sell to buyers potentially. And
Oh,
I was one of the models who it was for a fur company, I'm pretty sure. And it was super cool. And so I literally was just putting them on. I think I put on over 100 over the span of like 2 days and was able to
wow.
present them to potential buyers. So that was
Wow.
one job. And then the other job that I went on was a Greenworks commercial. And that was also super cool. It was like kind of opposite to what I had previously done,
Yeah.
but it was a cool experience being in front of the camera. Again, getting to know people. And then I also want to talk a little bit about the monthly showcases that MTM offers, which is awesome. Like once a month, you get the opportunity to, once you graduate, you get the opportunity to present a 30-second monologue commercial, and um, the people who are there who might demonstrate interest, it's just a really great opportunity to show what you have.
That's awesome. We actually do something like that also online, like a digital version. It's called Talent Feature Showcase, where we look at your videos, your monologue, commercial, runway, and then we actually have an instructor look at it and critique it without you there, and then you watch the video of what they critiqued, and then you update your videos. So I think it's kind of fun because you don't really get that experience ever in the real business. You're going to an audition, you're leaving that audition, you don't know what's said about what you did or how you did it. But tell us, so you said you did the fur thing, and then the green, what was it, the
Greenworks.
greenwork. So totally opposite sides of the spectrum. What an interesting way to get some experience by seeing, one day you're putting on, clothing for hours. How many hours was that?
It was all day. It
Oh,
was, our call time was 8 in the morning until I want to say 5 at night.
wow.
But I met some awesome girls and I had a ton of fun.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, and people don't realize, it's not so glamorous. I mean, the things you're putting on are probably glamorous, but it's hard work, right?
Yeah, my feet definitely have the scars from my heels to prove that.
Yeah, I've actually heard of girls doing like these boutique models shows, or even like in New York for just showing garments to different people that buy it, like Bloomingdale's and stuff, and they will just pass out because they've been standing there for so long. So
Hmm.
that's why it's important to really think about, what is this job going to entail? What do I do once I'm there? And it kind of, it's
Right.
interesting. So now the other one that you did, what was that like physically?
Yeah, so that was also pretty much on my feet the whole day. And I'd say the call times were about the same as well, 9 o'clock in the morning until 6 at night. So, yeah, pretty much the same hours. But the tasks that they were having me do were obviously different. Like Greenworks, I don't want to say the wrong thing. It's like home appliances, but like things you can use for your yard. So, like a lawnmower and like the parts, the batteries that go into that. I was the daughter. And so my on screen dad, Michael, who just happens to have the same name as my off screen dad,
Oh my God.
yeah, I know, it was a very funny coincidence, but he was awesome. And he would just like hand me the parts and we just have like little conversations in between like filming. And everybody was very like positive, which is a very big thing for me, which I really appreciated.
Yeah, but I mean, anybody, even whether you're on a set doing a commercial or you're in an office, it's always nice to have pleasant people around. That's what I'm always trying to let people know, is that that's part of your audition process. Like when they're looking at hiring you, they're thinking also, not only are they good at what they're doing, but do I want to be around this person for 13 hours a day? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
so that's a great thing. All right. So, um, I always ask everybody what their sign is because I'm into astrology. So what's your sign?
I'm a Leo,
A
but I don't
Leo.
know if I truly am like a Leo. But
Yeah. Well,
my friends
astrology.
who really know me don't think I'm a Leo, but people who initially meet me, they're like, "Oh, maybe she's a Leo."
Yeah, well, Leos are in astrology, your sun sign is Leo, but you have 9 other planets that make like a combination lock. But
Hmm,
Leos are all about being in front of the camera, not in the way of look at me, but that they have a natural ease in front of the camera, and I can totally see that in you. Like
I
you can be
appreciate it.
yourself and authentic. I think that's another part of the business. And now that you've done those two types of things, I want to bring that up with you and see what your point of view is on it. But I think that part of, after the pandemic, people being on camera so much and social media and all this stuff, we as viewers, or even people that are not interested in being in entertainment, but just watch and consume things, have been trained to like tell when someone's either acting, like, making it up, or being authentic. And since you got both of those jobs, I'm feeling that you were authentic in whatever audition process that you had to do with them. So talk a little bit about what you think on that subject.
I think being authentic is like the number is also very like high up on my priority list.
Yeah.
It's just like a facade that you put on if you're not authentic, and I feel like that is extremely draining. And if that's the character that you're portraying, somebody who is completely inauthentic, like fine, that still might be draining. But I think that at the end of the day, like I like to be happy with who I've presented myself as to the rest of the world. And if they don't like me, they don't like me, but I can say that I'm myself and I didn't have to change myself to appeal to a certain crowd.
Yeah, that's great. And I think that, sometimes it's more, people might think it's more important to say your lines perfectly or whatever, but I think you can flub a line if you're doing such an amazing job of being true and authentic to whatever the piece is, whether it's selling something or telling a story. I, as a casting director, or something would totally overlook a messed up word in favor of that authenticity. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Dwayne,
Like,
that's another really good point. Like I've seen more success in auditions when I'm truly like feeling what I'm saying.
yeah,
Um, like you can't see it now, but I have a script behind me on the wall, and like the first couple of showcases that I did with MTM, like I was so hyper focused on making sure that I hit those lines like perfectly, and I
yeah.
wasn't necessarily like embodying the character, but the more that I just relaxed and was just more at ease with, okay, if I hit it, that's great. If I don't, as long as I'm feeling what I'm trying to put out there, that's ultimately what I'm going for.
Yeah, because I'm always telling people, if let's just make believe we're not in the business at all, other than maybe working at a marketing company that says, I'm looking to hire an actor or an actress, and I'm going to give you $10,000 to go and hire them for 2 days to be on a set. And, but, if you put yourself into that mindset when you're doing auditions and think, what would I want to see? Like, if you're telling me to sell a lottery ticket, do I want to see somebody come in and be like, go down to your local convenience store, you could be a winner? Or someone who comes in and is like, for $1, you could become a millionaire, like that
Right.
kind of energy. So people are really just paying for the ability for people to put energy through the camera and touch those people at home and make them feel or think or buy something, hopefully, right?
Absolutely.
That's great. So, all right, let's bring on our next guest. You may know him. I believe you know him. His name is Kayvon Houston. I hope that I am pronouncing his name correctly.
Yep, that's right.
Awesome, Kayvon. All right. I'm not usually good at pronouncing names, but I have been doing a great job recently. You know what it is? Because I wanted to say Kayvon, and in my head, I said, I'm bad at this. Let me say it the way I would normally just say it. And that was the right answer. So, see, these types of things can also come up in auditioning process, right? Like
Oh
little
yeah.
games you play with yourself to like get things out. All right. So, Kayvon Houston, also from Chicago, the Chicago area. And tell us, how long have you been out of JC?
I just graduated in January actually, so
Oh,
a few months, few
yeah, about
months.
5 or 6 months, okay, and we're
Yeah.
gonna start off with your astrological sign. I already asked Mia, she's a Leo, I'm a Sagittarius. When's your sign?
I'm a Leo as well.
2
Oh,
Leos and a Sag, we got so much fire, we might end up, setting people's phones on fire who are watching this. All right, so I was talking to Mia about, authenticity, and especially if you whether you believe in astrology or not, the idea behind Leo is that they have a natural ease in front of the camera and they kind of can tell stories to people, and that's something that's Leo. Do you feel that you have that quality?
Oh, sorry about that. Is everything still okay? Lighting okay?
The light did go off, but we can, I mean, you do look a little bit, uh are you able to turn it back on?
Yeah, let me see.
All right. And see, this is live theater, ladies and well, not theater, we're not actually acting, but, this is live, so things happen like that, and you just move along. That's something that I tell people in auditions too. If you do make a mistake, the worst thing you can do is be like, "Oh my god, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Can I start over?" Like, a
exactly.
professional just keeps going, and then at the end, you can say, "I messed up that line. Would it be okay if I do that?" Like, so much more professional. So, that's has that ever happened to you, Mia?
Yes, I have two dogs. We rescue all of our animals. I only have two dogs, but essentially, like when I do auditions, like even this,
Wow. How
oh,
did
you
you
there?
Now you're upside down, and now
Oh,
Ron's back.
Sorry about
Uh,
that.
I don't know how you ended up upside down.
me?
Yeah. Um,
How's that?
I have no idea why. Well, let's go to Kayvon. We can see you great now.
Great.
Maybe Mia, come back in with the link again, and we'll see if it goes back to right up. I don't have a producer today, so I'm the producer, I'm the host, I'm the tech, I'm doing everything. But hey, I'm doing it with a smile.
Yep. Yep.
So tell us, what has your experience been? There's Mia. So far since leaving.
My experience with MTM has been great. I'm actually in progress of filming a horror film right now. I have a lead role in that. I just booked a commercial filming, and I am also part of a TV show.
Wow. So a horror film, a commercial, and a TV show. First, I want to know what the horror film is. Like, not, you don't have to tell us anything that you're not allowed, but like the idea, what your part is.
Okay, so I'm a lead role. It's about a group of college friends. We go out on vacation and to a haunted lake, and scary movie things like that get to happening.
So
Um
like so like your teens and like the normal Hollywood horror thing, your teens and you're going out, you don't know what happens, and then it becomes a horror.
yeah.
Okay, cool. That's really fun. What was the audition for that like?
Um, it was actually a pretty quick process. It was quicker than most processes that I went through.
Really?
So I submitted an audition tape, and usually directors take a few days to get back to you, but this one was actually really quick. He kind of got down to it. He asked me to submit another one, and then after that, he said, "We have a role for you here," and we got to work.
That's awesome. Now, Mia, how quick was it from the time you auditioned for, let's say, Greenworks, that you got a call back?
Well, Lenny submitted me, so she was like, "You booked it." Like, there really was no audition process. Although I
Okay.
did do another project through the MTM Graduate Center.
Uh-huh.
Right now, it's a short film. It's hopefully in the process of becoming a feature film.
Awesome.
And I was also booked for the lead for that. And the audition process for that was a little bit different.
Yeah.
So the director and the writer, I initially auditioned as an extra,
Mhm.
and they were like, "We want you to come in to audition for the lead." I had no expectations, but they called me in for the Zoom, and then I did a cold read of just like, I want to say, a 1 minute monologue.
And for those that don't know, a cold read means that she had not seen the lines before and had to read them there, and you kind of like interpret them in the moment, right?
Correct. And so then the first time around, they were like, "Great, like, can we see you do this or do this?" And then I guess they were happy with what I did, but they didn't initially tell me once I left the Zoom that I booked it. They were like, "Thank you, like, it was nice meeting you." And I didn't think that anything would come from it, but I'm very grateful for the experience that it was. We just finished filming.
Awesome. Yeah, it's going to be different in every situation, both auditions and the process of the actual jobs. So that's always something to keep in mind if you're thinking about getting in this business. It's never the same. It's never the same from the time before to the time after, but that's part of the beauty of it. So, Kayvon, you said you're involved in this TV show. Tell us a little bit about what that is.
That's also another group of friends kind of thing. This show is called Paper Dolls. Um, it's more about the girls of
Yeah.
the show, but my character kind of has a role that kind of like plays into what they got going on. It's also another lead role, and we're getting scheduling together and everything right now, so hopefully we can get filming here soon.
Cool. So that's like a supporting lead role. You're supporting that main story
Yeah.
by kind of like, if there's something going on with the girl, maybe you instigated or it's because of you, but it goes to her. So that's a really interesting place to be in the acting world, because you have so much power in that it leads to that lead. So learning how to do that helps you when you're in that lead role to know how to work with that person. That's so cool. And
Thank
it seems like, so now you seem to be getting a lot of these roles for, like, let's say, teen camaraderie friend situations, like whether it's horror or whether it's this or that. So now you know where you're at the moment. Obviously, those things change, and as you get older and looks change and stuff like that, you'll get different kinds of parts. I'm
Yeah.
always letting people know that, a lot of people think that if you're in the 50s and 60s that you can't even be in this business, but there are a lot of roles for those people in those age groups, and there's not that many actors in that. So right now, you guys are against so many people, like in the realm to get what your parts are. But then as you get older, there's like a different kind of situation going on. Now let's talk about dreams, aspirations, and wishes. Improv is always my favorite thing because anything is possible. So I'm going to start with Kayvon. If
Okay.
anything is possible, and 5 years from now, you've done this horror thing and show and everything, and now you are at a point where people recognize you and you're doing all kinds of media things and filming and all of that thing. What would your wish be for what that kind of looks like? Are you a regular on a show? Are you doing live shows? What does it look like?
Well, traditionally, yeah, my dream is to be on like a high school coming of age TV show, which I'm kind of already on the path towards that. So that's
Absolutely.
pretty cool. But yeah, a high school coming of age, because I graduated with the class of 2020. So unfortunately, I didn't get a graduation. So one of my biggest things is hopefully I can get a role that develops into my character getting a graduation.
Oh my God, I totally could. I think you're going to get multiples of it. You're going to manifest it so that now you didn't get it in 2020, but you're going to act through them. And that's going to be even more fun because the
Yeah,
set of a prom is kind of the coolest set that there is in film. You know what I mean? Like, how
yeah.
much fun is that? That's great. And probably really cool bands will be playing during those scenes or whatever. That's cool. Okay, so same question, Mia. What's the ultimate dream 5 years from now? What does that look like to you?
I would like to live out in California. And for college, I am moving out to California, Northern California. I'd hope to be in LA within the next 5 years. So
Uh-huh.
when I finish up my undergrad, hopefully. Um, and then I would also really like somewhere down the road to direct something.
Ooh,
Like my minor for college right now is TV and film. So that incorporates both in front of the camera and also behind the camera, which is just so interesting to me.
yeah.
Um, so I would really aspire to do that and hopefully be a part of some project. I don't really have a preference, movie, TV show. I'm happy with either.
Yeah, cool. Well, that's great. And obviously you guys are both manifesting careers as we speak. And all of those things are totally possible. Now, if you could give a bit of advice to somebody just getting into JC who, let's say, is exactly you right before you started and is having these like thoughts and stuff. Kayvon, what would be your advice to them?
Well, acting's always been a dream of mine. It was just kind of like putting those steps together and finding the path to get on and the steps to do. But
Mhm.
JC really helped me for that. So I would tell somebody, it might get hard and you might think you can do it. You might not think you can do it a lot of the time, but don't give up because you can surprise yourself with the things you can do if you put in a little hard work and motivation and some time.
Yeah, I see it. I've been working for JC for 15 years. So you can imagine how many people I've seen go from literally, I remember the biggest one is a girl. I remember her hair was in her face. She didn't talk to anybody. She was so shy. And by the end of her time, her hair was back. She looked so naturally gorgeous. And she became the best little actress that there was there and started auditioning and doing some amazing things. So, it does really help you to find your voice, in whatever area that you want to go. How about you, Mia?
I'd say the biggest thing for me is surround yourself with people who will lift you up. And also get involved if you're like younger in high school. Like if your high school has a local theater program, or like for me, I was on my local speech team at my high school, and it's helped me tremendously.
Yeah,
If you could see me even like 2 years ago, similar story to what you just were talking about, Dwayne.
yeah.
Um, Tremendous difference, but those would probably be the two biggest things.
And what would be if people wanted to follow you? Do you guys have you know, open Insta or social media platforms that you promote?
You can
Mia?
go first, Mia.
I have Instagram. It's Mia, no capitalized, no nothing. Just Mia Carr. So MIACARR, and then 04.
04. I'm going to put that at the bottom of the screen for anybody who wants to. Let's see.
Or you know what? It might.
There we go. And
I
then,
Dwayne, I think it's a different account.
oh, okay.
I just changed it. It's underscore Mia Carr.
Oh, okay. So now 04 Mia R. All right. And then Kayvon.
My Instagram is kayvon.houston. So just pretty much whatever you see on the screen, just add a little period in the middle.
And that's
Houston. Yeah, everything's lowercase.
Okay.
And then my Facebook is just Kayvon Houston.
All right. So I'm sort of like Kayvon. And I show. Oh, and Mia went upside down again. I don't know how that happened. I don't think I did it because I was doing the text at that time. But somehow,
Kayvon, can you hear
Mia,
me?
you're.
Can you guys hear me?
Can you hear me?
I don't think.
Hello? Hello? Hello, hello, hello? Hello?
Do you mind if I leave and come back? I can't hear you guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think, I don't know why, but all right. Well, I think that was a great interview with those guys. Once again, this is live situation. Up there's Mia. She came back in. Hi, Mia. I'm just letting the people know that, again, it's a live situation, but we still did have some great information today. Kayvon's back. And we were able to show you guys social media information so that people can connect with you. Hello, hello, hello.
I cannot hear you, Dwayne.
No? Okay.
Oh, you can hear me though.
Yeah. Weird. All right. Well, you know what? We'll go ahead and go. And thank you guys for watching. Tune in next time. Maybe we won't have any tech issues. And thanks for watching, you guys. This was really great, actually, for you guys to see how these people are actually in the business and how quickly. I mean, that's pretty quick. I'll tell you, to be honest, it's very quick how quick Kayvon's going. And Mia is doing amazing too. So good luck to those guys and good luck to you. See you on the next JC Live with Dwayne.